There are no boundaries to how much money I will attract into my life. I will always be able to attract more money. Money is energy, and I vibrate on the same frequency. I allow abundance in all areas of my life. I am grateful for all that I have and receive. The only limit to my abundance is my mindset. Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. I see myself as wealthy, and that is what I am. Whatever I produce successfully attracts money to me. I am deserving of the prosperity that I want to have. I enjoy providing money with a good home. Abundance flows to me. My wealth multiplies and generates more wealth. I have the right to become wealthy and have whatever I want. People enjoy giving me money. I desire wealth. I use my wealth to make the world a better place. I relinquish all opposition to gaining financial resources. I am confident to overcome any financial difficulties that may arise. In my financial endeavors, I am fearless. Wealth and prosperity are circulating in my life. I live abundantly. My ideas create wealth for me. I give away wealth wisely, and it circulates back to me in abundance. I do not have to work to attract money.
Freedom is truly the thing that we're all searching for.
Financial news, trading, and investing all in one place, but also in a language and in words and cultural references that you can actually understand.
And this is one of the reasons why I'm super excited about the Money Matrix.
Done by people who actually do it, who actually live it, and who are actually professionals.
Because we're going to be showing you how to actually make money on your own terms whenever you want.
So, I encourage you to join us on the Money Matrix, where you can learn, potentially earn, and return that knowledge and game and potentially money to your family.
And that is truly what we all want. It's not more money, it's actually freedom.
Good morning and welcome to the Money Matrix. I am Dion Pouncil.
I'm Dominique Broadway. Welcome to another very exciting day. Very exciting day in the markets and also here at Money Matrix. But first, please always remember that investing and trading should happen at your own risk. So please do your own research before making any trading or investing decisions. With that said, I think we have a lot to celebrate.
Yes. So
what do we got here?
We have...
all right, then no.
We have reached 1,000 subscribers. So we want to say thank you to all of you guys who subscribed and congratulations.
We got to say a little bit more exciting than that. We reached 1,000 subscribers. Dion be so mellow, y'all. This is very, very exciting. I had to bring out my sequins for y'all to celebrate. We got the 1,000 number situation here. I would have had champagne, but it's a little early. You know, wasn't ready just yet. But thank you so very much for not just clicking subscribe, but telling your favorite friends and family also to come and join us. Please continue to click subscribe. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a very exciting thing. And I also want to remind all of you to celebrate all wins.
Yes.
Every single subscriber we celebrate it, and I want you guys to do the same thing in your investing journey, in your trading journey, in whatever journey you're on in life, okay?
Yes, and it's always good to see a dream become a reality, right? So shout out to the team. Thank you to the team and everybody that made this possible. And this is only the beginning, so super excited about it. I'm just a more even keeled, chill person, but very, very honored, very grateful, very excited. So thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for sharing, and we look forward to growing the show. And we have some cool updates coming this week as well. So we are putting in the time, energy, and effort to really grow this, okay? So now let's hop into the market news, right? So all three major indexes snapped their 5-week winning streak on last week, ending in the red for the first week in 5 weeks. Okay, the NASDAQ, which is a tech-heavy composite, losing the most at more than 1.3%. The S&P 500, meanwhile, dropped about 0.4%, while the Dow Jones slipped about 0.1%.
Love that.
Love it?
Not that part.
Okay.
I was so excited about being subscribers, you know what I'm saying? I know that Dow, that thing, it go up and down. That's cool, but we on the way up, so I'm excited about that. All right, in other news, Capital One is planning to purchase Discover. I thought that was very exciting news when I heard it this weekend, but very interesting because I'm really eager to see. Obviously, this will be a mega merger. We already don't have so many credit card companies around, right? We have our Capital One, Discover, et cetera, et cetera. But really interested to see if the I guess like the SEC and the government allows this merger to happen. Okay, this will be a $35 billion deal if Capital One does proceed to purchase Discover. And I know Capital One has made a lot of acquisitions over the past years. I know I used to work at Chevy Chase Bank in the DC area. They bought them. They bought a lot of the smaller banks, and they're slowly trying to come for JP Chase, it looks like, and be like a major, you know, kind of competitor in that space. So exciting news this weekend about that, and we'll keep our eyes to see how that affects Capital One and Discover's stock as well as we go into our Beat the Bell segment.
Yeah, and so more insight onto how to use information to develop an edge. This particular information can be used for what's called M&A arbitrage. So mergers and acquisitions and arbitrage. So anytime there's a big announcement about a merger, typically the company that's making the acquisition, their shares tend to dip because their investors are maybe not as happy or preparing for the use of the cash to buy the company. So you could potentially short the company that is making the acquisition, and you can go long the company that is being acquired because typically their shares rise on the news. And that's a way to get an edge off of information. Always processing information and using data to find some type of way to turn that into a way to run up the bag. Okay, so information, data, and you can use that to get edges and to make money. So in this particular case, we can do some M&A arbitrage. All right, we could short the acquisition company and buy and long the company that's being acquired. All right, so now looking ahead to the holiday shortened week, investors will be watching earning reports. Some big earning reports coming out: Palo Alto Networks, NVIDIA, Moderna, Warner Brothers Discovery, Berkshire Hathaway, and more. So I know you love earnings.
I do love it.
So walk us through some of the earnings for this week.
I do love a good earnings. Actually, let's talk about who already released their earnings this morning. We had a few companies that released their earnings this morning. As you guys know, yesterday was a holiday. It was President's Day. And so we did have a few earnings that came out yesterday evening. But wanted to, as I mentioned, just highlight a few of them that did come out. All right. So one, that came out yesterday evening, ticker symbol DOOR. They are, I guess, an architectural company. The company's called Masonite, but they're actually up about 26 cents or so from their earnings. But one of the major ones that we all had our eyes out on were definitely Walmart and Home Depot. All right, so let's take a quick look and see how Home Depot did. So Home Depot released their earnings. It looks like people aren't doing as many DIY projects as they were doing during the pandemic when everybody was at home and DIYing it up, right? So Home Depot released their earnings. I guess they did not do as anticipated for Q4. They're actually down about 2.71%, which is about $9.80. So they're down about $9.80 pre-market, all right? Another one that we were all actually anticipating last week was Walmart. Let me tell you, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I love me some Amazon, but I have really been feeling this Walmart 2-day delivery. I am officially a Walmart Plus member. Okay, I will say, I don't even know if you knew that, but I am also a Walmart Plus member now, and I get my stuff on that 2-day stuff, and they come fast, and they also include same-day delivery, which is really nice. So it ain't just me that likes it. Apparently, their e-commerce, specifically their online sales, their e-commerce, like, blew out a lot of their store sales, even though they have so many locations. And because of that, their stock is actually trading up about 4.57% this morning. They're up about $7.79. So congratulations to Walmart here. They also are in talks to purchase, I believe it's Vizio. They're actually in talks to purchase Vizio as well. So they have a lot of news that's happening this morning with their just out amazing. I think they had 174.3 billion in sales in Q4, I believe. And then they also have just announced today that they will be acquiring Vizio, I believe, in an all-stock purchase deal. So very, very exciting for them there. I think it's a $2.3 billion all-stock acquisition for Vizio. So they got a big 2024 on deck, it looks like.
Yeah, some very, very exciting times. So sticking along kind of the consumer product goods, Sony and PlayStation, okay? So what new console will hit the video game world next? Analysts think Sony is likely to release a refreshed version of the PlayStation 5 this year ahead of highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6 game's launch in 2025. Sales of the 3-year-old PS5 have been lagging, and traditionally new hardware can help lift interest. Meanwhile, Nintendo's stock fell nearly 6% on Monday after a report suggests that the launch of the Switch 2 will be delayed from late this year to early 2025. The current version of Nintendo's flagship gaming console is nearly 7 years old. Okay, and then hopping right over to what people are labeling the Magnificent Seven stocks, aka the large U.S. tech stocks of Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Tesla are bigger than ever. So, in fact, now basically they're their own index. Their combined market capitalizations will create the second largest stock exchange in the world if you just put those 7 companies together. So it used to be FANG, which was Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. And now NVIDIA and Tesla are in there. And so now they're calling it the Magnificent Seven. Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Tesla, which I would like to say, all 7 of them are on our 2024 watch list. So as they run it up, let's run it up too.
I love that. I love that. All right, so let's talk about some of the earnings for the week that we have on deck. So we have quite a few earnings actually. I just want to make sure my screen sharing here, if you don't mind. Sorry about that. So I wanted to just highlight, as I mentioned, some of the companies that we have gearing up for this week. I know Dion wanted us to talk about that really quickly for a second, just so we have an idea of all the things that we're going to be talking about. As you guys know, we'll be talking about all of these this week. But as I mentioned, we had Walmart and Home Depot that did release their earnings this morning. Just highlighting a few. We also have Teladoc and what is this? Toll Brothers as well. Also, Realty Income will also be releasing their earnings today. After the closing bell. Tomorrow morning before the open, some of the major players, we have Wingstop, we have Wix, okay? We also have Excelon and HSBC. The one that everyone is semi-holding their breath for is NVIDIA, all right? So NVIDIA will be releasing their earnings tomorrow after the close. It's literally the one that the market is literally just like, what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen? So NVIDIA is tomorrow after the close, as well as Etsy and Lucid Motors as well, okay? Going into Thursday, we have Moderna. We have Fiverr as well. We also have Wayfair, and then we have Carvana Thursday after the close, Intuit, also in Live Nation, okay? And then going into Friday, we have Warner Brothers, Lamar, and Frontier, and a bunch of others. So as you can see, we have another busy week. I think most of the Mag 7 have released their earnings, but we still have some pretty major players, especially in the AI space and the technology, what do you call them? Motor tech, we call it motor tech, EV. We call it motor tech. Always making up a new word. EV makers releasing earnings this week. So tons of fun things that are happening. Oh, we also have Barclays that also released their earnings this morning, and we'll circle back and see how they did as well.
Okay, so now let's hop over into our Beat the Bell segment. We're going to do some market analysis, see what happened in the global markets, pre-market analysis, check into some charts, and see what may be our edges as we hop into this morning's market, okay? So kicking it off in the Asia market, the Asia Dow was up 0.19%. The Nikkei was down, Nikkei 225 down 0.28%. The Hang Seng Index up 0.57%. The Shanghai Index up 0.42%. The Sensex Index up 0.48%. And the Singapore Index up 0.56%.
Nice. Let's take a look at our U.S. equities. So our U.S. Equities are pretty much all down this morning, with the Dow being down 0.37%, S&P 500 being down 0.48%, and the NASDAQ being down 0.82%. We also have our VIX that is actually up 6.67%. The gold is also up 0.79%. Oil is up 0.68%.
Yes, the futures market, the equities, NASDAQ tanked about 180 to 190 points last night, and the VIX is up at 6.67%. So that is the highest, I believe, that I've seen it since we've been running this show. I know last week it hit about 4.2, and that was the day that the market tanked. So the VIX being up to 6.67 this morning, we may be in for a red morning and or a red day. And remember, at the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 all finished red last week, snapping a 5-week win streak. So the Dow Jones futures are kicking it off, negative 0.35. The S&P 500 futures are negative 0.36. The NASDAQ futures are negative 0.40. Gold is up 0.77. Silver is down 1.32. And crude oil is up 0.67. So those numbers don't surprise me, with the overnight activity being that, or the overnight trend being down, and the VIX being up this morning. Okay, hopping right over into the FX foreign exchange numbers. The euro is up 0.39%. The Japanese yen is down 0.12%. The Great British pound is up 0.35%. The Australian dollar is up 0.49%. The DXY index is down 0.32%, and the Wall Street Journal index is down 0.25%.
Awesome. So let's take a look at our crypto. Crypto is all up this morning. It's green signs across the board. All right. So Bitcoin is currently up 0.97%, trading around $52,315 a coin. Ethereum is also up 0.33%, trading around $2,976. All right. XRP is up 0.79%. Bitcoin Cash is up 0.04%. Litecoin is down 1.34%, and Monero is up 5.24%. All right. I also see this Coinbase's stock apparently has been shooting up, and as you guys know, there does tend to be a correlation between those two. So yeah, interested to see how this week goes in Bitcoin and crypto.
Nice, nice. Tony says, congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. Everyone loves the show. Thanks to you guys. My portfolio is up 40.3%.
Love it, love it.
Nice, and that's only 3 weeks of the show. So thank you guys. Congratulations. And shout out to everybody in the family for showing support. Okay, so let's hop over into the charts. We're going to kick it off in the futures. Starting out, since it's the beginning of the week, first trading day of the week, we'll kick it off on the 1 week chart. So we can see that although the NASDAQ is in the middle of a bull signal since basically October 30th, it did meet resistance at that second standard deviation quite strongly around 18,253 and is now down, trading all the way down to 17,667. Okay, so approaching that VWAP. So we may be on the decline for the rest of the week, or maybe until we hit that VWAP. And if we cross down into that VWAP, then we could be going into a downward trend. All right, so we will be keeping our eyes on that to see how the markets will fare. Now, keep in mind, that's okay with us because we can make money whether the market is going up or down. Now, stepping down into the day chart, we did get a sell signal on Friday. We could see, again, very strong from these standard deviations to start getting resistance at that second standard deviation, came down to the VWAP, got a little support off the VWAP back and bouncing back up to the first standard deviation, and then got another sell. And now on the 1 day, we have crossed below that VWAP and got a little support now on that first standard deviation of 17,616. So that could be potentially where we're traveling down to this market, and we could see the beginning of a downtrend. Now, stepping down into the 2 hour, again, also sell signal on yesterday at the Asian market open at 6 p.m. It has been trending down since, as I mentioned, it was down roughly about 189 points overnight. Okay, so we will be sell side bias on the NASDAQ today. We see the 1 hour did get a buy at 9 o'clock. So what we will see, if this will probably charge up to the VWAP around 17,717, and then we could potentially be waiting for some sell side entries on the NASDAQ to continue with the longer trends, okay? So we're gonna be sell side bias on the NASDAQ throughout the day. The initial open may be up, okay? So NASDAQ may be up at the open and potentially down the rest of the day, okay? All right, hopping down into the interest rates, we could look at the 10 years. Again, 10 years on the week has been trending down for now the third week in a row. All right, on the 1 day, been trending down since February 2nd. And on the 2 hour, trending up, got some support around that 109,235 and the 1 hour. Okay, so this 1 hour and 2 hour chart on the interest rate starting to get some support and charge up, also confirm or give a potential confluence of the equities being down. So buy side bias on the interest rates and sell side bias on the equities thus far. Hopping over into the metals, we'll start out on the 1 week. We can see the metals have been consolidating here in this area back and forth for like the last 6 weeks, right around the VWAP. It did get a buy signal today, so we'll keep our eye on that for the 1 week. The 1 day is in a buy signal, getting some support off that 2015 mark, charging up to the VWAP, which is where it's currently at right now, just crossing over at 2040. The 2 hour is also in a buy signal, charging up, and the 1 hour also on gold. So we're going to be buy side bias on gold throughout the day, and then rounding it out in the energies market, stepping into the crude oil. Crude oil has been charging up since February 5th. It's in the middle of a buy trend on the week. The 1 day is in a buy, the 2 hour is in a buy, and the 1 hour is in a buy. So we're going to be buy side bias on energies, metals, and interest rates, and sell side bias on the equity. So that is our futures outlook for today. How about you, Dominique?
Love it, love it. All right, so this morning, just taking a quick look, obviously, as you guys know, we're pre-market, and yesterday was closed. So, but right now, taking a look at a few companies that we talked about a little bit during our earlier segment. One I want to highlight, first thing I'm looking at is SMCI. I want to see how that's going to react today. As you guys know, SMCI fell $200 last Friday by itself. It was actually up pre-market. Now it's actually down about $10.42, although their price target was just raised to $1,200. So if the market in general is kind of turns around and that news starts to kick in, there could be a nice rise potentially in SMCI today with that news. But right now we are currently in a sell signal on the 1 and the 5, okay, and the 1 hour on the SMCI, okay. Taking a look, hopping over y'all know my favorite little stock. I have to check and see how he's doing today. NVIDIA, we did just receive a buy signal on our 1 hour chart. Here for NVIDIA, it looks like it's currently down about $8.42. As you know, everyone is just anticipating their earnings, which come tomorrow after the market close. So that's what I feel like the street, as they say, is holding their breath for here. All right, wanted to also take a look at some of the other companies that we talked about this morning. As you guys know, Capital One announced that they are planning or in the process of purchasing Discover Financial. So Capital One was actually up pre-market, but now they are currently down about $6.72. A lot of the companies that were actually up, Capital One was actually up about $12 pre-market before the news, and then the news kind of cooked in that, hey, Capital One about to spend X $1 billion, and now their stock is actually down $6.73, which is about 4.90%. All right, Discover on the flip side, who is in the process of being acquired. They are currently up this morning. Obviously, as we know, with any time a company is announced that they're the ones that are going to be acquired, it does typically make their stock go up. So as you can see, that buy signal came through right here. This was actually yesterday. No, I'm sorry, 4 a.m. And so I think this news was announced over the weekend. And so they literally shot up. They're up about $13.51 per share, which is about 12%. All right, so this should be a nice little rise for them. We'll see if they can continue to hold that rise after the market closes. If we look at the 1 minute chart and the 5 minute chart, they are actually trending down. So we'll give it maybe see how some more of these bars close to see if they are actually going to be able to hold a lot of that upside that they had from the announcement. Okay, let's take a look at one more. I know many of you may have or be in trades with Walmart after they announced their earnings this morning. They are currently up. They actually were up more. Were they up more? They were. I feel like when I talked about it earlier, they were trading around $179.20. Everything is starting to fall a little bit as we're getting closer to the market open, but they are now they were up, I believe, about $9. Now they're only up about $7.34. So we did just receive a sell signal. That's the 5 minute bar. But I even look at the 1 minute bar. We did have the sell signal that come in on our 1 minute bar. We have a little bit of a buy that's happening. So we'll see as we're still about 5 minutes out from the market open. Okay, looking at a couple more here. Apple, man, it's the stock that just keeps falling. It's interesting. So Sweet's got a sell signal here on Apple. Apple has been trending down. They closed down about $1.55 Friday, and now they're currently down about 43 cents. So that is another one to keep our eyes on. And then let's go take a look at the ones that still owe us money from a week ago. All right, I know many of us are still in these trades. All right, so we have ELF. All right, so ELF is actually down about $1.03 pre-market. They had a little bit of action here. Looks like it just got another sell signal on the 1 minute chart. They're in a buy on the 5, so we'll see how this reacts. All right, they're actually technically trending. Looks like, well, yeah, starting to try to trend up. And then we'll look at Shopify, who's another one. There's not many things that are up this morning, if you guys have noticed, other than Discover. Okay, so we have Shopify as well. This is currently the 5-minute chart. We look at the 1-minute chart. We have a buy on the 1-minute chart, but they're actually down about $1.39. So looks like, as we already knew, that the market would be down when it's at the open. And most of these stocks are saying the same thing. I literally don't see anything that's currently up other than Novo Nordisk on our list is also up as well. Very slightly, about 55 cents. So tons of opportunity, obviously, this week with options, but also with the stock. But tons of opportunity to ride up and down. So, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to hop right here into the forex charts. All right, looking at some of our active swing trades that we've been in since last week, kicking it off in the USD JPY. We're in this swing trade on the long side. All right, we'll start out on a 1-week chart, and it is in the middle of a buy trend, okay? Stepping down into the 1-day, is also in the middle of a buy trend, but getting a little consolidation, which makes sense here on this 2-hour getting a sell, okay? And the 1-hour also getting a sell. So it is a fresh week. We can go ahead and close out this trade because the short terms are seeming to turn around. Take our profits on there. Okay. Checking into USD, Great British Pound. We are on the buy side there, down 75 bucks. 1 week is in the middle of a trend now up. The 1-day is down. 2-hour is down. And the 1-hour is down. So we'll go ahead and sell this position as well, close that out for the week. So we just took $25 off of profit and then $75 loss. So net 75, negative 75 on that. Kicking it off on the week for Great British Pound, JPY. Okay, we are up 70 bucks. It is in the middle of a buy trend. 1 day is also in a buy trend. The 2-hour is in a buy trend, and the 1-hour is in a buy trend. So we will keep our long position on Great British Pound, JPY. And so we were down net 50 from those 2 trades that we just took off the table. We're up $70 here. So now we're net positive, up 20 bucks, and we'll continue to ride this ride. So USD JPY, we're looking at sell side bias on the open and throughout the day, and also USD Euro, we're looking at sell side bias, okay? We got about 50 seconds before the open. We'll take a quick look at crypto. I called it over the weekend. I said on Friday, but we made about $3,000 on Bitcoin last week when we called out that buy signal. On the 1 week, it is in the buy. On the 1 day, it's in the buy. On a 2-hour, it's in a buy, and on a 1-hour, it's also in a buy. And so what I mentioned on Friday was that typically crypto trading picks up over the weekend because it's one of the only markets that's open for trading during the weekend. And so we could see that the trading was bullish and the market opened up. The market traded this weekend and hit the new 52-week high for Bitcoin. So if you got into either that Bitcoin call that we called last week and we got paid off of, or the call that we made on Friday going into the weekend, congratulations, okay? All right, so now opening bell, market just opened, and we will now start to see what happens in our market. So no trades at the opening bell on the future side. Now let's go ahead and check out our overall market. So starting out on the 1 week, we can see VTI, which is the total stock market, is in the middle of a strong buy trend since November 6th. We'll step down into the day, okay? And we can see that VTI got a buy signal on last Thursday, February 15th, okay? So we can still be buy-side bias on VTI. Stepping down into the 1 hour, looking at our potential day trading opportunities. There is a sell, all right, from Friday at 2:30 on VTI. So we missed that sell signal. The spiders also got a sell signal. That was Friday at 2:30 as well. Tesla might have just got a sell signal here at the open, and if it did, that is going to be our first trade to go ahead and sell Tesla. Only going to risk 5%. All right, that's our first trade of the day. We're going to short Tesla. Okay, Riot, we got paid nicely, about $3 grand off of Riot yesterday. Okay, so that was quite nice. All right. Palantir, we got paid nicely off of Riot, a couple grand last week as well, off of that sell signal actually. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Microsoft, we went long on Microsoft Friday, down about 217 bucks, but we're okay with holding this because we're long on Microsoft anyway. So we'll hold that as long as it doesn't hit our 5% rule. Going into Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin is in the middle of a strong buy signal since last Thursday. Okay. JP Morgan on the 1 hour is in the middle of a consolidation period here, in the middle of a sell-off, but it is consolidating. We missed that ride anyway. Amazon, we shorted Amazon last Friday, only down about 75 bucks now, and continuing to be in that trade. It doesn't hit our 5% rule, and now it seems like it's starting to trend down. We were just down 60 bucks, and now it's battling between $30 and $40. Okay, Apple, we got paid nicely off the Apple short last week. So if you got into any of those shorts or puts on Apple, as we called, we got paid nicely off of Apple as well. NVIDIA is in the middle of a sell signal. I believe NVIDIA is probably going to consolidate today. I think it's going to be range bound for today until the earnings report comes out. And I think, you know, the volume and volatility will pick up on that, whichever way it breaks out. Okay. All right. Novo is in the middle of a buy trend. So we've got paid off of that a couple of times since we brought it on to the watch list. So excited about that. That's our healthcare sciences exposure. It got a buy on Friday. Path. Okay. Path is in the middle of a sell signal. And then we actually did get paid off of that short last week. The Qs. And we can see most of the market is turning red, as we called at the open. Probably was going to be down for the potential day because of the VIX. All right, giving us that edge, giving us that insight. The Qs, the QQQ, the technology index is down, got a sell signal on Friday as well. Roblox, so we short Roblox on Friday and literally just went profitable, as Roblox now is starting to move on the downside. All right, most of the market is starting to take a dip. Twilio. So we shorted Twilio on this sell signal. Congratulations if you are in that. We're up $655 on that short, and we got $200 locked in. So we're gonna go ahead and lock in 400 bucks. That's literally a 500% return on our investment since we put in that trade on Friday. So worst case scenario, we make $400 off of that trade. Congratulations if you got into that Twilio short. Okay. So we're currently up 621. We originally risked 119, and now we're up $400. All right. So congratulations. Cruise got a sales signal on Friday. We missed that. All right. Nancy got a sales signal on Friday. We missed that. IBM, okay, seems to be in the middle of a buy signal. Yep, got a little consolidation here in the upper 180s. So we'll keep our eye on that if we get a sales signal on IBM at the top of the hour. And BlackRock also got a sales signal on Friday, okay? So our current active trades, right? Our Twilio, we're up substantially on that. Got 400 bucks locked in. Great British Pound JPY, we risked 100 bucks on that and currently up 76. So we're up 76% on that trade. Roblox just went up 24 bucks. We were at $1 when we were just looking at it. So that's falling quite nicely for us. We shorted Amazon on Friday, and now that's starting to go positive for us as well. We just shorted Tesla this morning. Okay, so that's our first active trade of the day. We're long Google and Microsoft and AMD, and we're okay with these because we only risked 5% and they're on our watch list, so we're long on them anyway, okay? So those are our overview of our watch list. Seems like we did get in our first trade of the day. The NASDAQ seemed to have got a buy signal at the open, and we exited out our trade and our stop loss, which is set at 300 bucks, and then we got hit with a little bit of slippage, okay? So the NASDAQ is tanking as we projected that the VIX was up, and so that the NASDAQ will probably be down, or the equities will be down in general, okay? So if you have any stocks, bonds, options, forex, futures, or crypto that you want us to analyze here in real time, feel free to drop them in the chat. Let us know whether you're looking to invest in them, trade on them, swing trade, day trade, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and we will do some real-time analysis. Now, trading and investing is personal, so trade and invest at your own risk. All of we're doing is for informational and educational purposes only, and we're going through the analysis for ourselves, and you can make your own personal decisions, okay? So, excuse me. Ms. Deirdre said she caught the trend on the algo and it's already up $875. Congratulations, congratulations. Okay. All right, Alicia asked, can we look at DFS? Yes, we did cover that this morning, that Capital One announced that they would be purchasing Discover. And so what we brought up for the people who just joined the show, we gave some edge insight on when a company announces that they're going to buy another company, there's an opportunity for what's known as mergers and acquisitions arbitrage. So typically when a company announces that they're purchasing a company, that company that's doing the acquisition, their stock tends to fall. So you could use that information and short that stock or buy puts on that stock. And the company that's being acquired, if they are public, their stock typically rises on that news. So you can go long the stock or you can buy calls on that. And so you can, create what's called, I'm not even gonna go down there, that's a little bit too advanced. But yes, you can do some mergers and acquisitions arbitrage, okay? We did just get, okay, not sure what just happened there. But yes, so if you want, we can look at Discover and we can look at Capital One charts to do some analysis in general. But essentially, that's what typically happens. Would you like to look at Discover and Capital One charts?
Sure.
All right. So Dominique will take a look at those to see if we got some insights on some trading opportunities. All right.
Okay. Oh, Discover. Yeah. So. So let's look at Discover. So as you guys, you just talked about that. The acquisition, Capital One's looking to purchase Discover. So as you can see, Discover is currently up about $11.61. All right, it is on our 1 minute chart. We did just receive a buy signal here on the 1 minute, and it is actually starting to trend down a little. So if you are currently in a Discover trade and you were able to take advantage of the upside, it might actually be worth taking some of these profits potentially if you are on the upside of this trade. We did receive a sell signal on a wave of sell signal on a 1 minute. My computer needs a second to load here. There we go. And the 5, all right? So we definitely have sell signals on all of these here. If we go a little bit further out, if we look at the hour chart, As you can see, this was with the buys that had came in here. This bar is trying to decide if it's going to be a sell bar, but remember, this is the hour chart that we're looking at here. So it looks like from the short term, they're all saying sell. We'll have to see how the rest of these bars potentially change. But right now, it looks like it is going to start to drop a little bit. But what's the other one? Oh, Capital One. So I think it's COF, right? Yep. Capital One Financial, so they're currently down about $4.82. They were actually starting to trend up a little bit. They fell as low as $128.10, and now it looks like they are starting to trend up. We may get some buying pressure here. We have to see. This is on the 2-hour chart. So let's look at the 1-minute chart. Yep, so it was correct. On the 1-minute chart, Capital One is actually starting to trend up. We did just receive this buy signal at 9:32, and it's literally been trending up since then. So it looks like it had that initial dip that it took from the announcement of the acquisition that they will be making, and we had a little bit of a sell-off here, but it looks like it is starting to erase a lot of the dip that it did have right here. Okay, so now it's down about $4.09, but as you can see, it is literally trending up. As we see now, it's only up. Now it's only down, up, down, up, down. Now it's only down $3.75. It is starting to go up. And I got myself confused right there. All right. Yeah. So that's what's happening with Capital One. Capital One looks like it's starting to trend up. Discover looks like it is. What was Discover? I forgot already. Lord Jesus. It was in a sell. It was in a sell, but it is actually look like it's starting to turn around. So they both look like they are starting to turn around. Looks like Discover may actually start to keep, or maybe even push up higher. Maybe the market's turning around in general. I have to take a look and see. Do you see that on your side? Because it looks like a lot of things are starting to turn around a little bit here.
Turn around which direction?
Up. No.
Right now, looking at the futures are down.
Down, okay.
If we're looking at our watch list, most of the stuff is still red. JP Morgan is starting to turn green. Lockheed Martin is starting to turn green.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything else is pretty red.
Yeah, but we did just get a buy signal on Discover. I know we were talking about Discover and Capital One specifically. We did just get that buy signal on Discover for the 1 minute, and on the 3 and the 5 hasn't turned yet, but the 1 and the 3 do have buy signals that just came through. So we'll see if they stick. All right, so those are some of the things that are happening here. Let's hop over and see some of the other movement and activity that we got. So SMCI, which is super microcomputer, as you guys know, they did get a sales. They were down $200 last Friday. They did get a sales signal right here at 8:48 a.m. They've literally been trending down since then. Looks like they were starting to kind of retrace back a little bit, but right now it is definitely still trending down here. Another one of our major players, NVIDIA. As you guys know, another one we like to trade a lot here. So NVIDIA is currently down $33 this morning. All right. Also keeping in mind that their earnings do come out tomorrow, so there's a little bit of anticipation that we have happening here. Apple currently in a sell. I don't really see. Yeah, everything looks like it's current. What time is it? 9:44. Currently all in sales here. We have JP Morgan Chase is on the upside. Actually, they're one of the very, very few that is actually up this morning. So we have JP Morgan Chase is up on the buy side. Everything else look like there's a lot of sell side or put side opportunity. Also looking at Amazon, we're seeing the same thing. Lockheed Martin is one of the few that was actually another one that was actually up today. They're actually up about $3.24 there as well. So what else have you guys been talking about since I stepped away? So we
shorted Tesla. That was our first day trade of the morning.
Okay.
So we're up $233 on Tesla, which means we are already up 200% return on our investment. So if you want to go ahead and lock in 100% return on that investment to make sure that we don't turn a winning trade into a profitable trade, or a winning trade into a losing trade, and we could just ride that ride down, okay? So let's see where we are, all right? So we risked $100 to get into the trade. We are now up 197. We were up 200. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and lock in $100, right? We'll go ahead and lock in $100.
Video.
And ride the ride. Worst case scenario, we got $100 locked in. We got into that trade at 9:30. It's currently 9:46. So $100 in 15 minutes. Continue to ride the ride down as long as it pays us. If you got into that put on Tesla, then you should be up quite nicely as well. Okay. All right. Now let's check on, we were also short Amazon. So we now are up 100%, 98%-ish on the Amazon short. We will let it get up to about 200% and then we'll lock in that profit as well. Keep riding that ride. But if you're in on Amazon, we did start to go profitable. Roblox just hit $100. So we literally at the open just went profitable at $1 and now we're up $100 on Roblox. So we'll continue to let that short ride down and then we'll go in and lock some profits in as well. Twilio, we have $400 locked in because it was up $600 at the open. Now we're up $700. So we're going to go ahead and lock in 500. All right. So we'll go ahead and lock in $500. All right, so congratulations if you are in that trade. Okay, on Twilio, so we got a 500% return on that investment. Congratulations. Nice. On our longs, we're holding them as long as they don't hit our 5% rule. Okay, B Small Fitness says, I'm still in that Amazon put from last week. It's looking,
red.
It's looking, can't see it. Something for the week. Would you ride it out? Expires March 18th.
What is that?
So, okay, she said, look, it's looking red for the week.
Red.
Amazon. So yeah, we are in Amazon short. We called this out on Friday. We got into that Amazon short. Okay, and we're currently profitable on the day trade. The 2 hour also is in a sell off. Okay, because we got an initial sell off on Monday. Then it consolidated for a while after that breakdown. And then now we got another sell signal. So the 2 hour is in a sale. And then the 1 day also just got a sell. So I will be riding this ride out on Amazon for a few days. Adjust your stop loss accordingly. I mean, obviously the 1 week is in a full bull trend, but these shorter terms right now are showing sell side pressure coming into Amazon. Amazon is one of the Magnificent Seven or FANG or however you want to look at it. And also it's one of the biggest leaders in the SPY and the NASDAQ, and all of those are showing red. So you're already profitable. I mean, adjust your stop loss, lock in some and ride the ride, right? But it is profitable and it is showing red for the next 3 time frames. So govern yourselves accordingly. Trade and investing is personal, but that's what the data is suggesting, okay?
Yeah, and if you're in the put, Phyllis, it sounds like if you got into the put last week, you should definitely be up. She meant Amazon in the red, not her put. I'm like, your put should be up, depending on your entry point, obviously, but it is currently, Amazon is currently down about $2.24 here. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Ebola said, you didn't answer this, right? What trading platform are you using? So we're using a couple different trading platforms. We have TradingView is probably the screens that you're seeing because you're in TradingView. Yep, the screens that you're seeing here, TradingView. We also utilize Robinhood. We also Ninja Trader as well for futures, and also TradingView for futures. So there's tons of different options of what platforms you can actually use here.
Yeah, and we're very, very close to releasing total. So we have a total investor update this weekend coming up on Saturday. Pretty exciting news about that. And then as far as all of these platforms that we're using right now, we also are beginning to get ready to consolidate because our new algorithms will be done, and we're going to be releasing our new algorithm website on March 1st is the scheduled date right now. And we're going to be releasing a suite of algos where there are going to be at least 5 algos. And those algos, we're releasing our first options algo as well. So with the new algos, you'll literally be able to get signals for stocks, bonds, options, forex, futures, and crypto. So super excited about that. Actually, we got 2 options algos. So we got 2 options algos, one for everyone who loves, buying calls and buying puts. And then we have a separate algo specifically for people who like to sell premium. So very, very excited to release those. So in the coming weeks, we should be releasing the total pilot alpha, if you want, and the fully launched new website of the new algorithm. So super excited. I know you guys have been patiently waiting on those. Shout out to the investors into Total. Shout out to everybody that believes in that and us and what we are doing. And yeah, pretty excited about them. So yes, if you have any other stocks, bonds, options, futures, forex, or crypto you guys want us to do some real-time analysis on, we can. As we've already walked through our watch list, we've made some specific day trades for the day, all right? And the one day trade that we took today was Tesla, and we are currently up. We just went $300 profitable, so we just went 300% return on our investment. Actually, 400% return on our investment. We put up an initial 100. We got our initial 100 back. So we're now going to go ahead and adjust that stop loss and lock in $200. Go ahead and lock in $200 on that. Okay. And so now we have literally a 200% return on our investment. We just got into that trade at 9:30 today. So $200 in about 22 minutes. So congratulations if you were in that Tesla short or even on the put side. Ride the ride. Okay. Magnique said, will the hint option for only stock options still be available for purchase after the new algos are released? So hint is not a part of the new algo site. So you guys who all have hint through Dominique's program, she'll be releasing updates about that. But this new algo site is pretty much 5 brand new algorithms that we've never released to the community at all. So if you guys have been around us for a while, we had TWT signals, we had hint, we had the money school algo. So those are all a part of our, let's call it like legacy algo packages. But this new algo site, we've never released any of these algos, and they are what you see us actively trading here in the Money Matrix. So in the Money Matrix show, we're using the new algorithms, and that is what we will be planning to release for sale in the new website. So yes, different algos, okay?
Different algos.
Yeah, and we'll be releasing videos and how-tos and all of that, okay? With all of the algorithms, okay? So with that being said, also, please scan the QR code or click the comment in the chat box, and you can join our absolutely free Discord community where you can join the community, be around like-minded other individuals, ask questions, vibe, etc., etc. Okay? Also, if you want to learn from us and actually learn how to do what we're doing here, you can join the Wall Street Academy. So you can get a 50% off coupon on the Wall Street Academy. But these sessions, we typically want to come in here and trade and run up the bag and use this for analysis and getting into trades and making money. If you want to learn from us and be taught by us, you can join the Wall Street Academy. And for those of you guys who want to pull up on us and see us in person and join us, we have the Money Matrix Live Workshop that's coming out. That's coming up March 1st. You can go ahead and purchase your tickets, and we will be doing a live show, a live recording of the Money Matrix from 9 to 11. Then we will have a lunch and learn session with Dominique and myself. We'll be teaching for 3 hours the insights and stuff that we will be doing here, that we do in the Wall Street Academy, and then we will finish it with a happy hour. So if you've been around us for the last 3 or 4 years, you know we not only work hard, but we play hard, and we like to have a good time, okay? So we always like to do these in-person events occasionally, so we're gonna get it kicked off with the in-person workshop in DC on March 1st. All are welcome. Tickets are now available, and I see you guys buying it up on Friday when we announced it, so we are very excited and looking forward to seeing you guys live and in person on March 1st, okay?
Yes, very much excited.
Okay, so I don't want to mispronounce that name, but they said interested in your point of view regarding election year movement, i.e. stocks and crypto, free fall at the top of March and begin to rise again after mid-March, agree or disagree? So personally, I like to stick to the data. And so here's what the data suggests. There has never been a down year in the stock market in an election year. Never in history, right? And I like to think sometimes, most of the time, that history tends to repeat itself. So from a data-driven perspective, it's a high probability that the markets will be up this year, the equity markets for sure. Okay, typically when the equity markets are up, that also means that the interest rates and bond markets are down. That's typically how that relationship works. It typically works in the inverse. Now, when it comes to crypto, remember, Bitcoin was created in 2008. So it hasn't been around for too many presidential cycles to show enough data to kind of base a data-driven theory off of. So we will just have to watch that. It was around last election and the election before that, but since the last election and now crypto, Bitcoin specifically, had literally grew up to $73,000 a coin and is right now trading around $52,000 a coin. So the data does suggest right now, it looks like we may be getting ready to go into a sell-off or a retracement because the market has been trending up for the last, let's say, 3 or 4 months. But the data suggests that overall throughout the year, it's a high probability that the history will repeat itself, that the markets will be up. And when it will recover from this retracement, remember, the equities were just on a 5-week run, 5-week winning streak that just happened to get snapped last week. So if it does go into a sell-off over the next couple of weeks, months or so, the data suggests that it will potentially finish out the year up overall. That's my thoughts. What about you?
I agree. I totally agree. Actually, I second everything that you're saying. But I love how you mention it also too for anybody, like looking at that past data, as they always say, like past data is no indication of, future results. But it is good to see that you're saying, like looking back at those past election years, like how did that year do, right? And as you said, there has not been a down year because people want you to feel excited and like the economy's doing good and, all that like manipulation or whatever. But, it is important to understand that. But like you said, the crypto hasn't necessarily been around long enough to have enough data. But I mean, actually, I think crypto just has a lot of upside potential this year. I think Bitcoin's going to hit some awesome new highs this year, personally. But
yeah,
who knows?
And I mean, it's interesting because the crypto community is very public about being anti central banking, right? But it's also interesting that they were very bullish on the Bitcoin ETF, which is literally centralizing the acquisition of Bitcoin. Now, you could argue that the people were doing this so that the exposure to Bitcoin could get more commercial, and that a lot more people would feel safer going into buying Bitcoin or specific cryptocurrencies because a lot more people know about it. So you could argue that point because they're saying, hey, the more people know about it, the more people will learn about it, the more people will actually invest in it, right? So you could typically go with that argument, right? At the same time, you could look at it to say, now that it's more commercial, it's giving the bigger banks and the bigger hedge funds and the bigger whales more opportunity to buy it up at these prices because they believe that they're going to be the ones to drive it up to that $100,000 a coin or $1 million a coin, which some people have suggested, right?
$1 million a coin would be wild.
That'd be crazy. That'd be. Well, by the time
that our children are adults, I think it will be there. I don't know if it'll be like in the next 5 years.
So it started in 2008, right? You look at 2018, it's 10 years, and then you look at 2023, that's 15 years. So it's been around about 16 years. Now, there's companies, full-blown companies, and sometimes even blue-chip stock companies that have been around 16 years, and their shares, I mean, airlines, most of the airlines been around for 10, 20, 30 years, and their stocks are like $100 a share, right? But I think it's also what crypto and what Bitcoin and that technology represent for people. It represents decentralization, getting away from the central bank control and all of that. So it's very interesting to see, all right? Now, coming back over here into our futures charts, we did just cross over $1,000 in our collective trades in the futures. So the algos called that short on the NASDAQ, and it's currently up $900. The crude oil just entered into the game, and we're now short crude oil and up $100 on that trade. Okay, not working. Okay. We're long gold, okay, and we're up $100 on that trade. All right, hopping over to our second screen, we are long for the S&P 500 for what reason, I don't know why that's long, but hey, okay. And we are long in silver, okay, so collectively, we are up $1,300 to $1,200 and net up $200 thus far as the NASDAQ futures sell off, and we are riding that ride down. So congratulations if you are in any of these trades and riding the ride. My charger and my book bag in there. Okay, so congratulations if you're in any of those trades. The algos called that. And I know for my money school family who loves trading futures with me, I know the algos called that. So congratulations if you're in any of those trades. Drop your wins in the chat box. We just crossed over $1,600, net over $500 already. Okay, hopping over into, I think her mic is hot. No? Okay. Hopping over into our equity. So we shorted Tesla. We're up 321 on that. We're still in the short for Twilio. Okay. And then we're short Amazon. So most of our shorts are paying off now. And remember, these longs we were in on last week. So we're okay with those. Unless it hits our 5% rule, then we'll tip our cap. Okay. But our one and only active trade today we took was Tesla short. And the other ones we are already been in since last week, okay? All right, so Twilio did just hit $700 of profit, so we'll go ahead in here and adjust this and now lock in $600, okay? And keep riding that ride down on Twilio. So congratulations if you are in that trade. And we will keep riding that ride down. Yeah, so we'll keep riding our rides down with that, okay? If you have any stocks, bonds, options, futures, forex, or crypto you want us to take a look at, now let's walk back through our watch list because it is the top of the hour, and let's see if we're gonna hop into any trades, okay? So, excuse me, there was a sale on BlackRock with that. Well, let's go actually on the 1 hour, I'm sorry. So that was Friday. BlackRock, IBM did get a lot of selling pressure that came in, but it wasn't enough to turn it on to a signal. Okay, and I know a lot of you guys also, excuse me, be asking in the comments and or in the Discord, what algorithms or signals are we using? I create these with our development team. These are our in-house algorithms that we create and we provide for purchase to the communities when they are ready, okay? So when they are ready, right now we're planning to look at it on March 1st to release them, okay? Cruise, sell signal on Cruise, we missed that. Twilio, we're already in that sale. Roblox just went to $171 profit, so we can now go ahead and lock in. No, I said we're gonna wait till 200 on that, I'm sorry. All right, well, we're up 173 on Roblox, so when Roblox gets to $200, we'll go ahead and lock in $100 in on that, okay? The Q's got a sale on Friday. We missed that ride. That would have been nice. Okay, Path in the sale. So no real movement on the 1 hour at the top of the hour for things that we didn't already have. Okay. Amazon short, we're up 84, so that's battling, getting a little support here around 167. JP Morgan, middle of a buy signal. It did get a buy at the top of the hour. I don't know how I missed that. It got a buy signal at 9:30. Okay. Lockheed Martin. Okay, so Miss J says Lockheed Martin and PEP options. So Lockheed Martin on the 1 hour is in the middle of a buy. And the 2 hour is in the middle of a buy. On the 1 day, it just got a buy signal today. And the 1 week has been down. So if I'm looking for, 7 to 14 day movement, I could be looking at a call because these 3 time frames line up, okay? On Lockheed Martin. I'll let Dominique take PEP options.
Give me 1 second. All right.
Okay, Dominique will take a look at PEP.
I have to go fix it. 1 second, my little thing got disconnected. Okay. Is she looking at PEP for options? Okay. What?
Nothing.
Okay. So PEP C, which is PEP, it is currently, so we're on the 2 hour chart, we are in a buy. Okay. Looking at our 1 minute chart, we're also in a buy, and then on our 3 and our 5, we're also in a buy. If we look at our day chart, we're actually in a sale on the day chart. So it looks like it is trending down, but it looks like it's starting to trend up, maybe from this up day, likely from this up day that it is having. So it looks like there is actually potentially some upside potential with, I have to go back over there.
No, I cross off.
Okay. Some upside potential with Pepsi. But I believe, I think they had their earnings last week, if I'm correct. I think they actually had their earnings last week. But they are trending up right now. So there could be some upside potential. I don't know how much Pepsi stock typically moves. But it does look like there is some upside potential for a call there. And then we had, what was the other one? Oh, LMT. You looked at LMT already, right?
Yeah, I look at Lockheed Martin.
And then,
hello, could you look at NVS?
So let's see.
XLV call options.
Let's see what NVS is. So NVS is that Novo? Oh, that's Novartis. I think I always get those two mixed up. Novo Nordisk and Novartis, because their names are like so similar. But Novartis is currently, on the 1 minute chart, it's currently in a buy. It looks like it is trending up. It's up about $3.09 currently today. If we look at our 1, 3, 5, all trending up. And if we look at take a look at our 2 hour chart, we're also trending up as well. And then on our day, it's also trending up. So NVS, which is Novartis, not to be confused with Novo Nordisk, but Novartis, ticker symbol NVS, looks like it is trending up. It is up currently about $3.11 today, okay? We also had XLV, and then we want to see AMD, okay? So XLV. So XLV is the Spider Select Sector Fund. It's specifically for the healthcare sector, okay? So XLV stock is currently trading around $146.06. It is a Spider Fund, as I mentioned, and it's currently in a buy signal here on the day chart, okay? So on the day chart, it has been trending up. All right, if we look at our 1 minute chart, we are in a sale, but we literally just got a buy signal that just came literally when we clicked on the screen. So about 10 seconds ago, this buy signal did just come. It looks like it's been trending up on the 3 minute and on the 5 minute. But it looks like there's a lot of upside potential for XLV today, believe it or not, okay? If we go over and look at AMD for Will here. So if we look at AMD, let me move this up. All right, so looking at AMD on the 1 minute chart, as you guys see, we are actually in a sell right now for AMD. AMD, I will say, this is one stock that has not been moving the way that I thought that it was going to move. It's a AI chip semiconductor, just like some of the other stocks that we follow. It just doesn't, I don't know, it just hasn't moved the way that I thought. Maybe it's waiting for NVIDIA to pop tomorrow or fizzle, I don't know. But anyway, AMD is currently down about $9.19. I think we all say, hey, we thought AMD would be, moving a little bit more than it's doing. And it's definitely been trending down. We have a sell signal that came through at 10 a.m. It's currently 10:12, and it's been trending down since then. It's, like I said, it's currently down about $9.23. This is the sell on the 135. If we look at our day chart, it is... If we look at our day chart, it's also in a sell for the day. So it looks like AMD is going to continue to trend down today. On our week chart, it is trending up, but it looks like it's starting to attempt to trend down. But I think this one is also kind of holding its breath a little bit too, because it's in that same industry as NVIDIA. And technically a competitor for NVIDIA as well, okay? So that is what I'm seeing here. I'm just double checking the chat to see if there's anything else that y'all mentioned. So that is that. If we go and take a look at some of the other stocks, you guys probably looked at a lot of these. Apple is still just every day, I feel like I say the same exact thing. There'll be one little 1 minute bar that says buy, but everybody else is always saying sell with Apple. Apple has been continuing to trend down. Okay. In these days, though, I will say with a lot of these stocks hitting a little bit lower lows, is definitely some good opportunities for some leaps, on the call side, but also for those buy and hold portfolios, could be some opportunities to come in and snag some things a lot cheaper. Also, even highlighting SMCI, which we know is a more expensive stock, but their price target was raised. One analyst raised them to $1,200, and another analyst literally about 6 minutes ago just raised their price target to $1,300. Okay, SMCI is down about $734 a share. Remember, it was up to $1,000 last Friday. So there's a lot of upside potential there, right? A lot of upside potential for that stock in general. Also, keeping in mind, I love also too with these down days, anytime you ever look at any stock over time, it's always been uphill. Okay, so yes, you have those in betweens, which we're able to day trade, swing trade, scalp, and take those profits throughout. But over time, portfolios always tend to do a or companies always tend to do a uptrend. If you look over 5 years, 10 years, or since inception of many of these stocks. So I want to keep that in mind as well. All right. So also too on SMCI, we are currently in the sell signal, so that selling is continuing here. For NVIDIA, looks like the selling is continuing as well. So if you guys are in any puts for any of these, you should be profitable. Okay, if you're in puts for any of these, you should be profitable, obviously depending on your entry point, but there's definitely been a lot of falling that's been continuing to happen as we are approaching it's 10:15. So Yeah.
Yeah, and congratulations on that. So checking out here on the futures chart, the NASDAQ just hit about $1,200 of profit on this short. The crude oil short is starting to pick up as well, up $720. All right, so we're net unrealized up about $2,300, and total net profit it's crossed over $1,000 in our futures trades. Okay, so I know most of you guys trade the NASDAQ, trade the ES, and trade the crude oil from a lot of the things that we taught in money school. So at a very minimum, if you're trading those three, you should be nicely profitable in all three of those and up net profit. Okay, now hopping over back into TradingView, you can check on some of our shorts. Okay, Twilio still battling a little bit, trying to get to $800. We'll still just keep trailing that. Once it gets to $800, we'll lock in $700. Right now we got, roughly $600. Lock in. It was $5.99. Let's just go ahead and we got $600 locked in. When it gets to 800, we'll do that. Roadblocks still at 197. We're looking to get it to 200. Okay, when it gets to 200, we'll go ahead and do that. All right, Amazon. We just crossed over $100 on Amazon profit, so we're now literally 100% return on our investment on Amazon, and it's starting to tank as well. Pick up some steam on that short that we entered. Okay, Microsoft, we know we're still holding that. Tesla, all right, we got $200 locked in on this trade. All right, AMD, we're down, and Google, we're down. So net trades for today, our only active trade that we put in today is Tesla, and we're up $230 on that and riding the ride for all of the other trades. Okay, so glad to hear, glad to see it. If you guys are in any of these trades, let us know what you're in, where you're at. Are you profitable? Are you still in the trade and things of that nature? Because there is a lot of activity here on this Tuesday morning. It's the first trading day of the week. There's a lot of volume and volatility. And there's not a lot of, economic news today. So it could be some nice runs. All right. And we called a lot of this out, right? We did our pre-market analysis. The VIX was up. We said there's a high probability that the markets was going to be down.
Yeah.
We did our pre-market analysis, went into the charts, and it seemed to be serving us well. Getting off the beginning of week 4 for the Money Matrix show and celebrating. No, this is the beginning of week 4. Yeah, January 22nd, remember? Kick it off on your B day. So yes, and we reached 1,000 subscribers. So we just want to say thank you again for our 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers in 3 full weeks.
That's not bad.
That's a testament.
That's not bad, especially knowing that y'all do not like to hit that subscribe button, because most of the people that watch have not subscribed based on the data. So let's keep hitting that subscribe button, you guys.
So Beast Mom Fitness says, I'm in puts on Amazon and TQQQ.
Nice.
Let's take a minute to pause there for a second, because I want to make sure, because if you're in a put on the TQQQ, okay, make sure it's a TQQQ and not the SQQQ.
Yeah, it's in the T.
Okay, but good. If you're on both of those, that's a 3x exposure on the technology index, which means that you should be 3x profitable on those. So if you are, congratulations on those puts. Okay, Ms. Davis say big congrats on 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We could have did a champagne toast or whatever, but on one hand you say it's too early, but on the other hand, on the weekend brunches, people be hitting mimosas at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, you know me, I don't mind. Yeah. And so I feel like the airport is the one place where like it's super acceptable to drink at like 6 a.m. You never know. It is. It's like, someone's.
But that's because you never know when they travel or what time it is.
Someone's at the airport at 3, at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. like grabbing a beer or drinking Hennessy, and it's like, okay, you know, they're in the airport. But if you saw them outside, you're like, oh my gosh, judgment, judge.
Okay, Miss Number One Spy Diva said she just took $1,000 profit on the SPY put.
Hey, I love it.
Congratulations.
These futures is playing around and rode the buy, rode the sell. I've been riding these futures.
Yes, we celebrate all wins. Okay?
Love it. All the wins. All the wins. All the wins.
All right. So for the newbies just joining in, remember, we have our live in-person Money Matrix workshop, lunch and learn, live recording of the show, and a happy hour, March 1st in the DC area from 9 a.m. Basically, you can be with us like 9 to 5 that day. We're going to have a live studio recording of the Money Matrix show. We're going to have a lunch and learn. Okay, and your ticket is all inclusive. So once you pay for the ticket, this includes the show, this includes your lunch, this includes the learning session, and this includes your happy hour initial drink tickets. Now, if you go in there and go crazy, you're gonna be on your own a little bit, but we will have the initial happy hour. So the website is open. You can claim your seats now. Okay, and join us in DC on March 1st from 9 a.m. until the happy hour kicks off, and we rock. I don't know how long happy hour gonna go, but we gonna happy hour it. Okay?
Until.
And it's gonna be on a Friday, so we could just kick it.
Yep.
You know,
it is a Friday.
Okay. Somebody said something. I think Home Depot. Colleen, you want to take out Home Depot for a put? Colleen. Okay. Okay, so
Home Depot.
You ready to check Home Depot?
Yeah, I believe Home Depot released their earnings this morning, right? Or was that yesterday evening?
Okay, we're gonna switch over to Dominique's screen and check out Home Depot.
Oh yeah, so they released their earnings, I think it was yesterday, right? Yep, this morning actually. Sorry, not yesterday, but this morning. So Home Depot did release their earnings this morning. Oh, we talked about them. I think we just talked about them. So Home Depot did release their earnings this morning before the opening bell. Okay, yep, thank you, Colleen. I was like, I feel like it was this morning. Sometimes these days and mornings and they blur a little bit. But yes, they did release their earnings this morning. They ended up they're currently down. They were actually down, I believe, a little bit further than that. Let me go back to the 2-hour chart. So they released their earnings this morning. They were down, is that today? Yep, they were down as low as 347. 41 when they released those earnings. They have trended up since then because they're currently trading around 358, so they've gone up almost about $10 since then. But Home Depot is trading around $350, $358. Now they're currently down right now $3.96. Were they looking at I think they were looking at puts on it, but as you can see, we had this sell signal. I'm on the 2-hour chart. It's really been trending down in the 2-hour chart. If I come over here and look at the 1 minute, if we look at the 1 minute, we currently have this buy signal that just came in at 10:21, so about 2 minutes ago. All right, so we do have a buy signal that just came in. It looks like it has been trending up since then. All right, we also have a buy on the 3. And we have a buy on the 5 minute as well. So it looks like it is actually trending up. I can't remember if they wanted, I don't see the Home Depot request, but I can't remember if you wanted a call or a put. I can't remember. But either way, looks like it was a put. Okay. Well, right now we're getting buy signals across the board on it. And as I mentioned, it did rise up almost $10 since its earnings announcement. So it looks like it's actually trending up. Currently, nothing right now is saying trending down other than obviously the day chart is showing a sell for the day. But it looks like if you're looking at something short term, it looks like it's actually starting to trend up and it's erasing some of the losses that it had earlier from the announcements. Okay. So I don't see any sign of it falling right now. All right. Currently. Okay. What else we got? What else we looking at today?
All right. In the futures, we're still up in these trades. So we are on the NASDAQ ride down.
Okay, up over 1,200 bucks on that. Still in crude oil, which is also riding the ride down, up 620 on that. Gold did take some initial profits and is now in the buy side. Okay, so we're up about $1,900 unrealized in these overall trades and net about 561 bucks in that. Okay, so we are riding those rides. All right. Vanessa say drink some sparkling pineapple juice for her. I'm guessing she's talking about for the happy hour.
Very particular, very specific.
Pull up, Vanessa, and drink some sparkling pineapple juice alongside of us.
That does sound good. I love sparkling. Like anything sparkling, I'm like totally on board for.
All right, just crossed over $2,000 unrealized in our futures trades. Okay. All right, and then it's some also some news topics I wanted to talk about a little bit today, just because it is a lot going on in the markets, right? And we talked about earlier how you can use the news and the information and the data that you're getting for edges, right? And just to be informed in general, right? Because it's a lot going on in the world. And I think not only that, but technology has enabled us to essentially get worldwide news in real time, which has never really happened prior to these technological booms and social media booms and stuff like that, right? So a lot of stuff, you would wait till you got the Sunday paper, or you would wait till you got at least the paper for the next morning, you know, the Wall Street Journal or the, New York Times, Chicago Sun-Times, et cetera, right? And a lot of these companies are being impacted by news that hits the social waves. There are literally whole indexes dedicated to trading Twitter news, right?
Yeah.
Their whole index is set to meme stocks, right? There was literally an index that was created based off of what memes went viral and how to trade those, right? So those are important things to know and to talk about. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is about to release their earnings this week, right? The whole market is kind of waiting to see what they say. One thing I do want to know, and this information may not come out in this quarter affecting it, but in next quarter we may see it. NVIDIA announced that they're launching an AI within their chips and in their computers that will enable you to talk basically directly to your hard drive. So you'll be able to ask it, it'll be a generative AI, it'll be like a chat GPT built into the NVIDIA chip that goes into your computer, and you'll be able to talk to your computer about whatever documents, files, anything that's going on in the computer. So if you save the file in there, you can literally ask it to find it, to summarize it, to do X, Y, and Z. So I think that's an amazing step in technology, not only being able to talk to generative AI solutions that can help you do X, Y, and Z like ChatGPT, but actually be able to talk to your computer that knows not only the software applications that's put into it, but the hardware as well, right? So you can see how your battery is performing or how your chips are performing, what kind of power you need to maybe get this particular application, how it's going to run. And I think all of this is also just moving, more towards, human and computer in interactions, integrations. And, Tesla also announced that they are launching their humanoid robots.
I'm ready.
Right?
I'm so ready.
So talking to machinery, talking to smart machinery is not a thing of the future. It's the thing of the now,
present,
right? And so that's something.
I'm really excited for the robots. I'm ready. I've been ready, since watching the Jetsons, and I would love to have a robot come to the house and get me dressed and do my makeup and my hair and all that stuff. That's a thing. I saw it on the Jetsons. But I think also what I'm interested to see, because one of the things we were talking about last week, you were saying how when NVIDIA first announced that they were creating this new technology that does allow you to speak directly to your hard drive, but who's going to be the first to start really diving more, I guess, into Mac? I don't know. I guess it would be specifically Mac itself or Apple, because as you were saying, when a lot of these people develop, they develop first for PC, and then Mac, and y'all know how I'm a Mac person. We kind of get that technology a little bit later, or whenever Apple decides they want to implement it. So I'm really interested to see, like, will there be some chip maker that says, hey, I'm going to dedicate just specifically for Mac? Because that would be a huge market share. Because there are, I mean, obviously Apple is still one of the leaders in the computer space, right? But to have a company that's like, hey, we're also going to be developing for these, for Mac specifically, I think it could be huge because it can integrate with iPhones and iPads and, all the different things. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there. I'm really interested to see who's going to be the first leader there. We're getting on a
good sell-off coming into the markets. The NASDAQ just hit $2,000 on this trade on the way down. Oil is still at $620. Gold is at about $50. So we just crossed over $2,600 net unrealized, and now just crossed over $1,000 realized in these futures trades. So congratulations if you're continuing to ride the ride down. For any of the community and in my Money School family, if you guys are in any of these futures trades, give me a $sign in the chat box, because we are riding a great ride down, okay? Now let's go ahead and check. So you can see here, we just hit, we were at 2,600 and we did cross over 1,000 net profit, all right? And then let's see what's going on. All right, so we just hit 839 in the Twilio short. So we'll go ahead and move that to 7. Go ahead and lock in 700 of that for a 800% return on our investment so far in that. So congratulations, okay? Roblox now finally hit that 200 mark. So let's go ahead and lock in $100 on Roblox, okay? And lock in that profit. Congratulations. Worst case scenario, we make 100 in that. Amazon has now started to fall even more. Now we're up 142 on Amazon. So when that gets to 200, we'll go ahead and lock in on that as well. I think those are, and we got stopped out of our Tesla short. So we took off about $200 of profit realized on that Tesla short. So congratulations in riding those rides. So a pretty profitable day of actualizing. Our one and only active day trade on Tesla was on Tesla, and we took profits off of that, and our other ones we're riding. For our longs, we're holding those because we're long on those, okay?
Love it.
Beautiful Flight said, 1, kudos for being the energy I need for investing and trading. 2, found you as a result of Miss Dominique's stellar webinar, Friday, February 17th.
Thank you.
3, question. Looking to take advantage of a prospective bull run, potentially crypto to buy and hold. Yes, so let's look. We'll take a look at the ones that she listed. Now, when it comes to crypto, here's what I want to say, everybody. For the newbies who are just kind of getting hip to crypto or understanding crypto, so you have blockchain, which is the technology, because I know some people hear about blockchain, they hear about Bitcoin, they hear about crypto, and they may think these are all the same thing. They are somewhat separate. So blockchain is the technology that powers Bitcoin and the other crypto coins. It's just a big blockchain is the technology, and it can be used for multiple different things. It's a digital ledger that just takes a ledger and has the ability to be transparent for any and everybody that's looking at the blockchain. Bitcoin was the first use case of that technology and creating digital money, the coin, if you will, and it was invested in and traded, and now it's up to about $52,000 per coin, okay? Once Bitcoin took off, other companies tried to mirror that and created their own coin. Some of them have utility and are worth things, and some of them are not, also known as like altcoins and shit coins, right? So I want the newbies who are relatively new to this world and that world to really understand the difference, okay? So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, okay, that uses blockchain technology to do X, Y, and Z. Ethereum is a cryptocurrency that uses blockchain technology to do X, Y, and Z, okay? So just want us to be clear on that. So now she's asking, what do we believe is going to happen in crypto? Do we think it's going to be a sell-off in March? Here's what I think on the crypto side, personally, and what the data has suggested. Now, I've been around crypto for a long time. I used to actually work for a crypto venture capital firm, a hedge firm out in LA with probably one of the most important people in crypto. I worked directly with and for him at his firm. He's a multi-billionaire. So I'm speaking from a lot of insight and experience, okay? Crypto is very volatile, okay? But what people are doing is they're betting on the future. They're betting on the future, saying that these particular coins or companies or technology will have some type of utility to make humans' lives better and easier, okay? And they're creating their own currency or their own coin to be able to raise money to do that. So instead of an IPO, taking their company public on the initial public, on the stock chains for an initial public offering, they did initially what was called an ICO, which was an initial coin offering, where they would sell their digital coin to investors to raise money to build the companies, and the value of that company grew and the coin grew as more people invested into those particular coins, okay? Trading and investing is personal. Do your own research. I'm not saying you should buy one versus buy the other. I'm just going to do some technical analysis on ones that come up for the things that people drop into the chat, okay? So, do I believe that there's going to be a dip? Now, there is a big crypto halving event or Bitcoin halving event that is scheduled to happen around May, okay? I think there's going to be a lot of volume and volatility and also a lot of manipulation between now and then, between the whales, the big banks, the hedge funds, and people trying to get in. For an example, people drove up Bitcoin and they were expecting the Bitcoin ETF to have a big impact, and literally days after the ETF launched, Bitcoin tanked, and I think that people were selling the news, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
And manipulating people who were just getting in because of the craze, because of the hype, because of the excitement and fear of missing out, and was buying Bitcoin at like 49, and it tanked all the way down to 40,000. And so that can give people a bad taste in their mouth, especially if that was their initial entry into that particular asset class.
But it is back up though. It is back up.
But how many people held? That's the thing. So that's what happens. A lot of people will get in on the fear, and then it will sell off, and they will feel burned, and they'll be mad, and then they'll sell it at a lower price, and then they shoot it back up.
And that's literally what, unfortunately, like drives the market, right? It's the lack of education and the fear that most people have, and when they see, oh my gosh, this is falling, as an educated investor, you're like, it's on sale, or you may even know how to ride that ride down. But for most people, it's just like, oh, if it's not going up, I'm going to get out. And that's one of the worst things you can do, because you're literally, you know, we talk about there's different realized and unrealized gains and losses. And so, yeah, that's the thing that bothers me most about that, I will say, is because I've seen it also firsthand, especially when the last recession, which was when I was coming fresh out of college, in seeing the uneducated investors, the people who just didn't know tons about it, or just saw their 401ks falling and started freaking out, right? And they saw their 401ks falling, they started freaking out. You know what they did? The worst thing that you could do, they just like, I'm gonna sell. When they were selling at lows. So their portfolio may have had $200,000 in it from retirement, and when maybe it fell down to $100,000, they're like, oh my God, I need to sell, at least keep what I have. And unfortunately, they locked in those losses. This is also why we see a lot of the baby boomer generation that are not working because they want to, they're working because they have to, because they weren't able to, necessarily retain those monies. And then when I was specifically at UBS Financial Services during this time frame, the wealthy people were coming in and buying everything up in droves. And then if you were able to hold, there's no reason why that $200,000 portfolio over the past 10 years would definitely be worth over $1 million. Like, definitely. But for most people, the fear came in and the lack of education, and then, you know, or the lack of exposure, I would say, in education on the space. And their $200,000 portfolio that they sold for $100,000 is probably worth the $100,000. Honestly, it's probably already gone by now. Right. And so that's where it's really important. We talk about, yes, our trading is amazing. I love making money every day. I'm sure you do too. But having that long-term portfolio is very, very important. And I want to give you one more reminder. If you are only banking on having your retirement account, it's going to be a sad retirement. Keep it 100, right? You need to have other portfolios. In a perfect world, you have multiple portfolios making money for you. If you just have your retirement account, it's probably not going to pan out unless you're in a financial situation where you've already paid off all your cars, you paid off all your houses, you have no debt whatsoever, and you don't plan on doing a bunch of extra stuff, right, in retirement. So I definitely challenge all of you, no matter where you are in life. Just a challenge for me today is, you know, what do you want your life to look like in retirement? And this is a question I used to ask, you know, my clients a lot of times when I'm sitting down with them one-on-one. And, you know, for a lot of people, young people, they're like, we don't know. But thinking about, like, what do you want your life to look like? Do you just want to stay in the house? You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or do you want to be able to travel and explore? Because a travel and explore, maybe spend time with your grandchildren and wine and dine your grandchildren or whatever, that's a different lifestyle. It's a lifestyle at a different price point, right? Versus if you're like, I'm going to retire and just sit here and wait till the good Lord call me home. That's a cheap lifestyle, right? You can sit at home and do that. And so I do challenge all of you guys as you're making these trades every day. And yes, we're making a lot of money every day, but what are you doing with that money, right? So that it can continue to grow, because that's something that's really important. And it really hurts me to see people who are in their 60s and 70s and 80s who are still stressing about money. That stresses me out, you know, because hopefully we can also educate everyone to have some information so that you can not have to be in that situation. And many of you guys are here right now, and you won't be. Even if you're already in your 60s and 70s, you're putting yourselves in a position where you don't have to have those stresses. So just wanted to soapbox that, you know, as we're, you know, just talking about those ups and downs and, you know, realized and unrealized gains and really the difference between the two. So. Yep.
Okay. So we're going to hop into that crypto analysis for the young lady. Real quick, our futures. So we just got out of that NASDAQ trade. We took about $1,200 off the table. And now we're still up in our other futures trades. The crude oil just hit $1,100 of profit, and we're now up over $1,800 and now still up $1,000 net on the futures trade. And we just entered into the buy side on the NASDAQ. Okay, so congratulations if you were in that NASDAQ trade. You should have got between $1,200 and $2,000 depending on what price you got in at on that trade. Okay, so congratulations. And now that it is on the buy side, looking to potentially ride the ride up, showing you can make money on both sides. All right, so let's hop into the crypto world. Excuse me, and do some analysis. So she wants to look at FET. Now, some of these may show up and some of them may not. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. So we got FET, USD. And we'll look at it on the Coinbase exchange. So I'm not as familiar with FET, which is fetch.ai. So anything that I'm not necessarily as familiar with, I always start on the 1-1 chart. Okay, we could see that it did its initial, you know, ICO or started trading in July of 2021. Started out at around 47 cents and got up to about 80 cents. Okay, and then it started to trend down, got all the way down to about 8 cents, and then got a buy signal last June at about 19 cents. And its last buy signal came in around November of 2021 at about 44 cents, and it's been trading up since then and it's currently at 75 cents a coin. Okay, on the 1 week, it is in a buy signal. Got a buy signal on February 12th at around 73 cents. And on the 1 day, it did get a buy signal at 55 cents. So if you are looking to purchase this long term and hold this, then it could be a potential opportunity for you. But the 2 hour and the 1 hour are in sell-offs. So if you are long on this, I would potentially wait until the 1 hour and the 2 hour get into a buy signal to potentially ride that ride up if you are long on it, okay? All right, looking at Atom. So now she wants to look at Atom. So we'll look at Atom USD on Coinbase. Same thing, not as familiar with Atom, okay? It had its initial ICO in April of 19, opened up at $5.54, which is pretty high for a coin for their initial coin offering. Got up to around 36 bucks, okay, and had a major sell-off in May of 2022 and did just get a buy signal on December 1st of last year. Okay, on the 1 week, it did get a buy signal on February 19th. On the 1 day, it is in the middle of a buy signal, hitting that second standard deviation. So a little consolidation there between the first and second standard deviation. The 2 hour is in a sell and the 1 day in a sell. So the same thing, if you are long on this, I would be waiting until the 1 hour and or 2 hour get into a buy and look to enter there, okay? Now, remember, there's also a difference between investing and trading. If you're investing into something, you're looking to put some money into it and you are holding it for at least 1 year or longer, okay? So if you're looking to invest into these, you know, these may be good entry points for you in general because you're looking to hold it for at least 1 year. If you're looking to trade it, remember, trading is 1 year or shorter. So you need to identify your entry and exits if you're trading it. But if you're holding it for the long term, you know, these may be some quality entries and you could wait to that 1 to 2 hour and get your buy signal and hold it for the long term, depending on your risk parameters and desire. If you're looking to trade it, I would definitely wait for the 1 hour and then 2 hour, okay? And then lastly, CRO. We'll check out CRO.
Sounds familiar.
CRO, is that crypto.com? Okay, so obviously familiar with crypto.com. They've been around for a while. And, you know, they bought the naming rights to the Staples Center.
That's the USD, though.
Yeah, it's because most coins, you pair them with the USD. Okay.
But you see I didn't know if she was just saying crypto.com. Because when you typed in CRO, there was like another...
Yeah, there's a bunch of them, but they all pair with something. So you see.
Well, that's because you put the USD, but yeah.
No, I just typed in CRO. So
yeah, because I didn't know she wanted the first one, the index.
No. So this is just the market cap. So for the cryptos, the only way that you could trade them is they have to be paired against something because cryptos are not. They don't have enough of market cap to be traded on their own, and they have to be pegged to something. So this is why you see crypto with USDT. So this is the US dollar tether, right? You see crypto.com tethered, pegged to United States dollar. So like even if I typed in Bitcoin right here, if I typed in BTC, you can't really trade BTC by itself. So you got BTC USD, you can have BTC Ethereum, et cetera, et cetera. So they have to be pegged to something in a pair. And that they did that at the beginning to try to give crypto validation against comparing it like how you do with forex or crypto. You have USD, JPY, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. So we'll do crypto USD and we'll do it on Coinbase. Crypto.com. Okay. So crypto.com. In 21 had its initial ICO at around 54 cents and then it tanked. Okay, and it's now currently trading at about 7 cents. On the 1 month, it did get a buy in November. On the 1 week, it got a buy in February 19th, and it's right at the VWAP, so could potentially cross this VWAP on the upside and start the trend up. On the 1 day, it's been in a buy signal since February 8th. And then on the 2 hour, so most of these altcoins that you're asking about have the same track. They are in a sell-off on the 1 hour and the 2 hour, and the 1 day or longer, they are looking up. Okay, so hopefully that helps you on that insight. Okay, All right, and then we'll check on our futures trades. We're now up over $2,200. Unrealized up over 1,600. Realized, okay. We're now up over $380 on the NASDAQ on the way up. And let's see if we go ahead and ride this ride up and see if it potentially charges back up to the VWAP, which is around 17,615, which could be another 70-point run, okay? So again, this is showing, especially for the newbies, you can make money whether the market's going up, you can make money whether the market's going down. You can make money trading stocks, you can make money investing in stocks. You can make money options, forex, futures, crypto. You can have a diversified portfolio, get exposure to these things. You can invest into them and make money over the long term, right? More passive. And then you could also trade them and make money on a daily and weekly basis on an active side. And look, we're already up over $500 on the NASDAQ purchase on the way up. Okay, so congratulations if you're in these rides. Will Campbell says, thanks for the trade investing breakdown. Dom mentioned leaps earlier. Do you have any ideas for today on the market? Dom, on some leaps? You looking at any leaps on today?
1 second. I'm actually over here trading in the NASDAQ currently. We're up a little something. So yeah, as far as leaps, I'm not looking at any specifically right now. It looks like the market's probably it's probably going to continue to fall a little bit today. But we do have some buy side pressure coming in and out because I'm over here trading the NASDAQ. I've been sitting here just riding it up, riding it down. Literally, I feel like I've just been on a roller coaster here. But as far as leaps, I think if we look at honestly any of these that are currently on our watch list, there's going to be upside opportunity because obviously, if you may or may not know, but we teach all of this in our programs with leaps, our options that are over a year, right? A year or more, or around that mark. So obviously, if we're thinking about the upside potential for any of these, being that we're saying, hey, the market should be up this year, also just because it's an election. It's so crazy. It's already an election year, but it's an election year. But also, there's a lot of factors included. The market will in general, will be up for the year. So with that being said, what do you do with that information? Obviously, you can look at leaps on the call side, right? If we're anticipating the market to be up, if you buy a bunch of leaps on the put side, they could be profitable, let's say on days like this, but it also depends on your entry point, right? But yeah, I would say anything that you are necessarily bullish on, obviously all things AI, I'm currently bullish on, so they can see this trade I'm in now. So I'm in this trade now on the NQ. It's only about 348, but you'll see I've had a few different entry points here. I've been buying, buy it to buy, sell it to sell, buy it to buy. This is literally me. So I've been just buying and selling. But we had this buy signal that came through, and I've been in this trade for a while. Not a while, but I guess a while for me is like 5 minutes in the market time. But yeah, so we're in this trade. But yes, going back to the leaps. Sorry, I'm talking, but I'm also watching. But I do have my stop set, so I'm not concerned. But I also like to just watch the market move, to be honest. But yeah, I think any of these companies that we are bullish on, like I said, specifically the AI. If you just had to pick a sector, AI obviously is where most of the money is going to get poured into. So leaps on anything. I personally, NVIDIA, ARM, SMCI, AMD, would 9 times out of 10 all pan out very well based on my own actions that I'm planning to take. But I think some of the other ones too, some of these other major players, Amazon, Walmart, who are shaping up and still killing it with their earnings, are people, as long as people buying stuff. That's the one thing I was hearing too recently in the news, that the economy, it's the wealthy are buying. They're still continuing to buy, and they're still putting money in the market. Unfortunately, that wealth gap that we've been talking about for a very long time is getting very wide. The wealth gap is getting very wide. It's turning into a true gap, not just like a front gap in your tooth. This is turning into a real, true gap. And it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, but you can see it in the way the economy is playing out, where you hear in the news that the wealthy are buying up more things, luxury goods. LVMH, Louis Vuitton just released their earnings, had another amazing quarter in Q4. the wealthy are continuing to buy things, to buy houses, to buy, what do you call it, high-end consumer goods. Unfortunately, on the flip side, with that wealth gap, the people that aren't, you know, wealthy or even middle class, you guys, are already suffering. We're seeing defaults in credit cards. We're seeing defaults in mortgages. We're seeing defaults in car loans. And so that's where I want y'all, when we talk about that wealth gap, this is you can see it. You literally can see it. You turn on the news and it's like, sales are up and this is up and the stock market's up and da-da-da. And then you look over, job losses are continuing. The cost of things are going up. Childcare, right? So the people that are in certain brackets, they're complaining about childcare and apples and things like that. And you have another group who is just buying up all the houses, right? And so that's that gap. There isn't an in-between as much as it used to be. So saying all that to say, yes, that has something to do with the leaps as well. But remembering you do have to follow the money, right? Follow the money. So you also will see an increase in companies like a Walmart, right? When people may want to spend a little bit less at Target. Target tends to be a little bit more expensive. You'll see sales go up sales increase at Walmart. You'll see sales increase where else? At the dollar store, Dollar General, right? Those are places when, you know, the people that aren't on the wealthy side, when things start to get expensive, they tend to go to those, right? The TJ Maxx, the Ross, the Marshall. So as you guys are thinking about leaps, think about the economy in a whole. Right? Think about the economy in a whole and where it's going. That's what I like to do personally when I'm thinking about leaps. Where are we going to see ourselves a year from now? So that's that. So we're still in this trade. It's clicking along, up about 344 here in this. So yeah,
nice. Congrats. So looking at the futures trade, we just crossed over $2,400 on our unrealized, and our total P&L now is just crossing over right around $2,000. In the futures trades, we're up over $800 where we were, just up over $800 on the NASDAQ trade. So we already took, you know, we wrote it down to about $1,200 off on the downside. Now we're up about $750 on the upside. So Chambers asked, what is a safe what is a safe stop loss after a huge move like the NQ did this morning? Trading investing is personal, but we do teach you how to do that in the Wall Street Academy. Okay, click the link, join the Wall Street Academy, and we'll go from there. All right, and on the stocks, make sure you guys set your stop losses. We already took $200 off the table on that. So we're overall net profitable for a day. Another green day kicking off the week. And we finished our first 3 weeks green of the show. So now we're going to move over into our Keep It a Buck segment for today.
I feel like I should toss it over to you.
Toss it over,
okay.
baby.
Now, I would like to pass it over to Dion Pouncil for today's Keep It a Buck message.
Okay, so.
Did you like that?
I like it, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so keeping it a buck for today. If you want to fly,
okay,
you're going to have to get rid of all of the weight that's holding you down. Okay? That's mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like, you have to free your mind so that you can free everything else.
The rest will follow.
Right? And so, you know, a lot of people, we have aspirations, we have goals, we want to do X, Y, and Z. But then when we start really counting the cost of what it's going to take, we don't necessarily want to do what it takes to get to level 10 or excel at a level 10. So you have to release and let go of everything at level 9. Sometimes that's people and relationships. Sometimes it's interactions. Sometimes it might be that car. Sometimes it might be that neighborhood, that apartment, that relationship, that job, all those things. So you need to sit back today and have an evaluation of where you are, where you say you want to be, what it takes to actually get there, and ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes for you to really fly? Okay? So if you want to fly, you got to let go of the things that are weighing you down. All right? How does that relate to trading? If your mind is congested and you're thinking about too much stuff, you're doing too much stuff, or you're not doing your part of studying, practicing how you want to play, if you're doing either of those things, so not being real and holding yourself accountable or not actually doing the work, then you need to have that conversation with yourself today and say, hey, this is what I need to do to get to the level that I want to be a consistently profitable trader. Okay, so that is our keeping in the buck for today. And then lastly, I also want to say happy birthday to my little brother. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
He is 26, so happy birthday, Deontay.
Everyone's aging. Happy birthday, Deontay.
Know, right? Okay, we just crossed over $2,000 in our total P&L on the futures. We took off $200 realized on our Tesla short for the day. If you're in any of those trades, congratulations. Drop some dollar signs. Drop how much you're making in the chat so we can celebrate with and for you, okay? And we'll wrap it up for today. So thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe. Thank you guys again we just reached 1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
On the YouTube channel.
Congratulations.
So congratulations to you all.
Yes, and thank you so much for clicking the subscribe button. Continue to click the subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come and join us. I think we're going to keep these up. Is it okay, producer, for the next couple of days?
Yeah, we'll do it for the week.
Okay. Until they start deflating, okay? We are going to keep these. And hopefully by the end of the week, if y'all act right, maybe we can add a 2 at the front.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
all right.
Speaking of 2, we just hit 1,100 in the NASDAQ.
Hey.
So we did 1,200 on the way down. We're now up 1,200 on the way up. Congratulations. And thank you. Subscribe, click the bell, turn on notifications to let you know when we live. Join the Discord, join the Wall Street Academy, and click to join us March 1st in person for our workshop. All right? Love, light, peace, wealth, great health, and abundance to each of you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern.
Bye-bye.